The biggest thing I'm irked about with this whole discussion is streamers bashing YouTubers because I stream for hours each day while YouTubers just make a video each week. Poo-poo on you streamers, you finally discovered streaming's downsides. Smirk. This is the last thing that I really want to talk about today. We could probably see if we can scroll this a tad to get a little further on screen. How about here? I mean, my mug doesn't have to be on there every single time. I think that'll work. Oh yeah, matter of fact, we can move things back up a bit. Now, before this gets about, scrolling through Twitter, this should do. Maybe I should have OBS on screen too. So here's the thing. This is something I'm seeing from some of the streamers with regards to some of the stuff that's going on. The streamers are upset because they think YouTubers are lazy, and they express it through their response. Oh yeah, such and such YouTuber only makes 2 videos a week versus I stream several hours every single day. Welcome to the limitations of the stream grinding mentality. The truth of the matter is that streaming requires some skills like extemporaneous speaking, a webcam, a decent microphone, some knowledge of OBS, and some knowledge of sound engineering so that you don't pick up background noise or sound like you're underwater. That's how you can make a decent sounding and looking stream right off the bat. But the big thing is, this whole thing between streamers and YouTubers, these streamers need to watch what they're saying about YouTubers, because what came first? Everything started with people making videos before streaming became technically viable, aside from if you've ever seen one of those dial-up friendly real player streams back in the days that looked like spin art that could be played somewhat over a 56K modem or ISDN or early 384K DSL. I mean, if you've ever seen a real player stream, you know what a bad-looking stream looks like. Bad looking, bad sounding, but it was live over the internet, so we liked it. This was repeated later on when YouTube became a thing, and it was a 100 megabyte limit, 10 minutes. Bad looking, bad sounding, but it was a way to make content. And people liked the content more so than the production value. Unlike today, where there's some glitziness to it all, because so much equipment is available to consumers, so the people that are somewhat formal studios are actually doing even better than they were before because of the, how technology gets developed and it becomes available at a lower price. Consumers can do what the pros could only do 20 years ago, whether through video or other stuff, or even this live stuff in general. You think about what live streams used to look like in the earlier days of broadband versus what they look like now, where you can literally see what's on somebody's screen at a decent bitrate, even in a fast game like Fall Guys at 1080-60 on a Twitch channel. It really is marvelous just how the technology is developed. But it's not something I didn't already see happening way back when I first started my YouTube channel, and I made mention to the fact that stuff that used to be for professionals is now available for consumers and individuals, and it was cool that this was happening, but that didn't stop there. So here's the thing. Much of the number digging that I've done for when these streamers became as big as they are and Twitch became as big as it is centered around YouTube flubbing the adpocalypse. Angry YouTubers come over to Twitch. Mizkif jokes about it in one of his old documentaries on the YouTuber invasion of Twitch. But it was a pretty serious thing, because these YouTubers coming over, if they didn't abandon YouTube completely, these YouTubers coming over create a feedback loop between YouTube and Twitch, and then some streamers do the opposite. They start out on Twitch, they start out streaming, but they create YouTube channels that overlap with their streams. Little do they realize that the evergreen and more mature technology nature of YouTube benefits their stream and grows their stream. And even stuff that you wouldn't think would grow a stream, like with Asmongold and the bazillions of Asmongold stream highlights videos that people made on their own until Asmongold made a formal channel for it. But even with Asmongold TV as a channel, Asmongold should still let people do that, because that's what grew him. All these people feeding the algorithm, essentially working for free, that have boosted his name so much. You can barely look at gaming or World of Warcraft stuff or streaming stuff on YouTube without encountering some kind of Asmongold video. That's how much Zach, the guy behind the whole Asmongold thing, assuming that's his real name, but he does have the Zach Rawr channel now as a secondary channel on both YouTube and Twitch. Now, Zach basically has the algorithm in his, he has the algorithm in his back pocket. And there are lots of other creators, Pokemon's now getting like that nowadays, where you can't get away from Pokemon stuff the minute you show any interest in what she's done whatsoever. So, I actually followed Pokemon on Twitter after the whole discussion last night. I'll follow more of her content if she takes the character further than just playing video games and doing React content on Twitch. Maybe I'll check out and see what kind of YouTube videos she has on her channel. But, it's just bit of an age difference. I run in different circles than her. That's why I don't watch her content as much. Plus the baggage thing where she's different people on her two Twitters, so that bothers me as well. Another discussion entirely. But here's the thing with streaming. People are talking about streaming like it's YouTubing, and in some senses, streaming is picking up where YouTubing left off with this focus on community, which is one of the huge parts of Twitch's culture versus every other live streaming platform out there. Twitch has a strong culture, gaming-focused, personality-focused, to the extent where I wonder if they can actually have streams that don't have a streamer, similar to YouTube, like, for example, the kittens and whatnot, the feeds of this animal shelter, whatever it is, raising these kittens. That could not be a thing on Twitch because it would be non-interactive content. So it's these little differences between Twitch and YouTube that have kind of created separate cultures for the separate platforms and even separate mannerisms. There are Twitch streamers who get into YouTube videos that don't edit enough. They're constantly doing this every single take because they're starting the camera and they're starting and stopping their camera. And there's people like me, YouTubers making Twitch streams who have much, much shorter stream times, but the content is more densely packed together because even though I'm just trying to sound like a radio guy here, this music's too boring. Get something a little more upbeat for this type of thing. There we go. Mini Vandal's Sunshine, close enough. It actually has a drum beat, so. Oh no, not until later. How about something faster? But yeah, there's people like me. We come over here from YouTube and we come over here from YouTube and we have shorter streams, but the content's more densely packed together because that's the environment that we've come from. That's where we have our experience. And that influences how we do things, even on a live streaming platform like Twitch. So definitely something to think about here. There are some differences between culture, mannerisms. You can basically tell what platform somebody spent more time on by how they act on camera or the length of what they do or something along those lines. YouTube's about to mess that all up though, because now people are some big names are streaming on YouTube these days, and so you have channels that bounce between 15-minute videos and 5-hour stream VODs. Trying to figure out what to do with that, or even calling them VODs in the first place, because that's a Twitch term. Part of Twitch culture leaking over onto YouTube. That's something that a lot of folks have to figure out here. But these streamers that are saying that, yo, YouTubers just make 2 videos, I want to be the voice of reason. YouTubing has plenty of work behind it. It's just behind the scenes. And you have an incentive as a YouTuber to be a nutty perfectionist because you can edit. So you want to talk about crafting something as opposed to going live. You can do that with YouTube. Takes, retakes, fixing things, editing things. When you have an editor, everything changes. And I'm not talking about the person. Many of the big streamers get around this problem by having an editor on their team that they hire and pay. Something that, were it not for the transparency of certain large creators, folks like me would be exposing here on these shows. Saying, look, these people that look like just someone making videos are not just someone making videos. They have a business model, an org structure, and a team behind them. But fortunately, I can name 3 big streamers that have come out and said that they do this. 4 of them, actually. Ginny TTY, Asmongold, SFan, and Pokimane. 4 big content creators on Twitch that have shown some transparency with the fact that they're not just making nice-looking videos or streams. That there is a team behind them, and it's not a one-to-one comparison versus Joe YouTuber making videos in their spare time. Holla! So, look, YouTube is a platform where you can craft something. It's like studio albums versus live music. If you follow musicians in the offline world, you know the difference. The studio album, going into the studio to record music, is the home of, as any studio engineer will tell you, sounds good, do it again. We are going to do stuff ad nauseum trying to get that single best version of what it is that you're doing to put into the studio album, to put into the studio version of a song, because that is evergreen content. It needs to be the absolute best. And this is why I talk about a quality ceiling for all this stream content going over to YouTube. Because these streamers, basing it on live content, one take, warts and all, editors can only do so much to make up for that limitation. We talked earlier in the show about pets and animals channels like Munchkin and Jun's Kitchen that show like cats and stuff and things like that, and this new genre of pet videos that have popped up in the last couple of years where they take footage of cats and they make it entertaining with sound effects and pop-up text and stuff, maybe even some memes. So that's something that I've come to see develop as a genre. Some of it is cinematic and some of it looks like it could be on TV, like on like Animal Planet or something like that. So that's the thing. But the thing is, you can see a streamer streaming for 6-7 hours every single day. You don't see the hours and hours and hours that go into a good YouTuber's videos because you only see the finished product. You don't see them working on that, except in a few rare occasions where creators making YouTube videos will stream themselves working in their video editor to do that. It's also one of the things I want to do with behind-the-scenes streams, but there's a couple of technical things I have to figure out on my computer before that can happen. So, streamers, enough making YouTubers look like they're lazy. I dare any streamer who would say that, oh, a YouTuber just releases 2 videos a week, to try being a YouTuber without streaming. See what it's like, and then you tell me. See what it's like trying to fight the algorithm, trying to get your videos to be their absolute best because you can with an editor. See how things change when you go from live content to evergreen content. And then you come tell me that you can even imply that YouTubers are lazy. No, seriously. Streamers, balls in your court. Let's see you put meat to what it is that you're talking about here when you post stuff making YouTubers look lazy. This is not me being any kind of fanboy for Team Red. This is not me being any kind of fanboy for video making. This is me being a multimedia enthusiast that focuses on the differences between various ways in which multiple forms of media come together and entertain people like this. It's what multimedia is all about. The multimedia meta is fun to talk about, but that is going to be the subject of the final part of the show after this next break. Talking about the return of the MultimediaJay vlog, as well as where I want to go with YouTube and Twitch, as well as go over some of the stuff that's come up in chat. Thanks, by the way, to all the people who've stopped by tonight. This is MultimediaJay Radio Style. Don't touch that dial.
MultimediaJay Radio Style.